You're watching NFL Daily here on Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey, and the games that actually matter, the regular season at long last, is finally here. The last couple preseason games wrapping up right now. We've got some news and rumors like we always will here for you at Chat Sports. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe right now. Here's what's coming up on today's edition of NFL Daily. Some Jimmy G to the Seahawks rumors, again, are back. We'll look at some of the theories, ideas, reasons behind the Tom Brady absence and his now return to Tampa Bay. Denzel Mims trade rumors are hot right now. He looked great against the Giants backups today, but still, he looked great. And some Sam Darnold injury news. A lot of quarterback talk. Let's begin with Garoppolo. As I had said at the beginning of the offseason, I would be shocked if Jimmy G was on the Niners roster on day one of the NFL offseason. Well, we are now almost to day one of the regular season, and Jimmy G's still here. There is a new report, maybe new in quotes, but it is recently reported, that the Niners are worried about Jimmy G jumping to Seattle if he gets cut. But the Niners can't keep, or shouldn't keep, I should say, his $24.2 million base salary that becomes guaranteed on the roster if he's there for week one. But there's no trade interest. So we are now hours, we'll call it 48 hours away from decision time. You got to make a call if you're San Francisco. Now, Michael Lombardi, who sometimes he's right, sometimes he's not. Here's what he said about the Jimmy G situation. I keep asking teams all the time, why don't they just cut Jimmy G now? And the answer that I got back from multiple teams is they don't want him to go to Seattle. I said, well, how interested in Seattle? And one source said, oh, they're very interested in him. So for all the talk about Geno Smith, for all the talk about Drew Lock, I think Seattle knows they're going to get Jimmy G. I think San Francisco knows that he could go there. So they're trying everything in their power to prevent that, and they have no takers. Now, I will make note, Mike Lombardi also was convinced they went to go get Mac Jones in the draft. And we know that was wrong. So, grain of salt here. But, of course, looking at Seattle's quarterback depth chart, I mean, it's not good. Geno Smith has officially won the job in Seattle. Drew Lock, I'm sure we'll see Mr. Tank Commander himself at some point this year. Jacob Eason is also bad. So if you're Seattle and you acquire Jimmy G, you are unquestionably in better shape at QB. Although, if he's healthy, he might be able to win you a couple more games. But are you a true Super Bowl contender? Hell no. Are you a playoff contender? Probably not. Maybe it makes more sense to embrace the tank for a year and go get a Stroud, Young, etc. in the draft. Jimmy G can still be a starter. We also know what he is. He is a great game manager, a great bus driver, but you're always going to be lacking just a little bit. That's why the Niners went out and got Trey Lance. They wanted more at the quarterback position. Jimmy G is not more at that spot. So our pinned comment on today's show, prediction time. Will the Seahawks end up getting Jimmy Garoppolo? Y for yes, N for no. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break happens to come here on YouTube, it's actually great timing. Take advantage of it. Head down there. Y for yes, N for no. Let's move to Tom Brady, the GOAT himself. He is back after his surprising at the time preseason absence, and the departure that in the middle of the preseason out of Brady led to some fairly wild theories. We'll get into some of those here in a little bit. Brady did dispute the more outlandish of those. I have my own theories as to, why he took PTO in an industry that doesn't have PTO when it comes to the games and whatnot. Brady said, quote, it's all personal. Everyone has got different situations they are dealing with, so we all have really unique challenges to our life. I'm 45 years old, man. There's a lot of shit going on. I'll say it, Tom. Don't worry. You just got to try to figure out life the best you can. It's a continuous process. Among the theories out there, Tom Brady's going on The Masked Singer. He's got to do with Fox. That's why he's not out there. I've heard more of the plastic surgery / botch pipe surgery, which, by the way, he definitely had a couple years ago. Go back and look at Brady Bucks headshots against Patriots Brady headshots. It's different, which is fine. Own personal decision. But he definitely had it. The one I subscribe to the most is he was on a family vacation because he scheduled it with Giselle and the kids, once he retired, and when he came back, Giselle said, "If you don't come with us, you're going to be in trouble, mister." So he took the family vacation in the end. But conspiracy theories are more fun. So why do you think Tom Brady really left Tampa? What's the real answer behind the scenes? Have some fun. I had the lawyers told me avoid slander and libel, so that's my disclaimer. But have some fun for me in the comments section. Now today's show is made possible by our good sportsbook partner, BetUS. When you put down at least $100 at chatsports.com/bet. and you use promo code NFL Daily in the process, they'll give you 125% for free. So $100 in, boom, extra $125 for free to bet with. You can bet on anything right now on BetUS or almost anything NFL related. Super Bowl odds, Brady and the Bucks plus 750. MVP odds, Brady's tied for second behind Josh Allen, Mahomes, and my pick, Justin Herbert. You can bet on Brady, bet on the Bucks, or bet against them. Chatsports.com/bet. Don't forget to use that promo code NFL Daily right now in the comments. Not in the comments, just promo code NFL Daily, chatsports.com/bet. Let's talk Denzel Mims. As I'm sure you've heard, Mims did request a trade from the Jets, or at least his agent publicly requested one such trade. Now, the former second-round pick, he's basically buried on the depth chart in New York with the Jets. Cheap contract, though. 2 years, $2.45 million. And I think working in his favor, Mims was awesome earlier today in the Jets-Giants battle for New York, backup battle. 7 catches, 102 yards, and a score. He looked fantastic. Kind of tweaked his ankle late, but he was playing out there anyway. Mims helped himself in terms of maybe getting a better trade package as part of a deal with New York. Here's what Ron Slavin, his agent, said. It's just time. Denzel has tried in good faith, but it's clear he does not have a future with the Jets. Denzel vowed to come back better than ever this year, and he worked extremely hard in the offseason to make that happen. Still, he has been given very few opportunities to work with the starting offense and get into a groove with them. We feel at this point a trade is our only option. The Jets have repeatedly told us they will not be releasing him. Joe Douglas has always done right by Denzel, and we trust he will make every effort to find him a new home where he can be a contributor. Now, Mims' value is at an all-time low. He hasn't done much of anything in his NFL career. He had 7 catches, like I mentioned in this year's preseason game, 7, 102, and a score. Last year, regular season combined, this is, of course, his career stats on screen, he had 8 for 133. So he almost matched his numbers last year in just one game. The Jets, meanwhile, have other options. They drafted Elijah Moore early. Garrett Wilson was a first-round pick. They paid Corey Davis big money. Braxton Berrios can be your slot receiver. Jeff Smith can be your number 5, and you feel fine. So it does make sense to shop Denzel Mims. And if the Jets believed in him, they wouldn't have made all those moves to add receiver talent. They would have given Denzel Mims a shot. I think the new regime, for whatever reason, isn't sold on Denzel Mims. Now, I'm not coming out of Baylor. Adjust your expectations accordingly. 2 rough years, those guys don't often pan out. But Mims, I think, has talent. If I were a team in desperate need for a wide receiver, I'm looking at you, Chicago and Cleveland. I would be trying to get Denzel Mims right now. I think the Bears would be, or Browns or Bears, elite destination. But what do you think? Who will end up trading for Denzel Mims? Make your predictions for me right now in the comments section. Jets could still work if he doesn't get traded, but let me know where you think he plays this year. One last note, some goodish news on Sam Darnold. Maybe you saw the injury. Darnold goes down. He gets his ankle bent up underneath him. I'm like, oh no, it's a broken ankle. His year's over. It's not somehow. High ankle sprain. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. I would not be surprised if the Panthers carried him through the initial roster cuts, then put him on IR and re-sign one of their vested veterans there. Darnold was the backup in Carolina, which isn't a huge surprise because I hate to be mean to Sam, because I often am, he was not good. Darnold's NFL career has not gone according to plan. He was rough in New York. It did not actually get any better in Carolina. A couple nice rushing scores, but wasn't anything special. Matt Rhule was asked, but okay, now what do you do at quarterback? Here's what he said. Obviously, we have 2 QBs. Normally go into this season with 2. Sam, I think, will be back. It's a matter of how many weeks it is. Like every position, we look at all of them. GM Scott Fitterer does a great job of that. We spend a lot of time training these guys in this particular offense, and let us continue to build off of what we've done. I think it's pretty clear what the plan for Carolina is. Baker Mayfield's your quarterback one. He's going to get every chance, repeated chances to show he can be the guy, because Darnold is not the guy. Darnold will begin the year on IR and then be brought back off of IR if you carry him through roster cuts. Matt Corral out for the year. It's brutal. Which leaves Matt Rhule's personal favorite, just from a relationship perspective, PJ Walker as the backup, at least for now, this season.